Welcome to the physics class, children. Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. Now, AD, today we are going to start with lesson number 13. Please all of you open your books to page number 156. I hope the board is clear to you. You are able to see it? Yes. Now here you see, we are going to start with lesson number 13, that is sound and noise. Now before proceeding further with anything sound, what do you think sound is? What is it?
Sound is a form
What
of
sound
energy.
means?
Sound is like a form of energy.
Yes. No answers? See children, sound is a form of energy. As there are different other forms of energy like heat energy and other electrical energy, mechanical energy. The same way sound is also a form of energy. And this energy, this form of energy, it enables us to hear. Now which is the sense organ that helps us to hear?
Ears.
Ears.
Ma'am, ears.
It took a lot of time to. Yes, ears. So we'll be talking about the structure of ear in detail, that how does it enable us to hear. ऐसा क्या है ears में जिसकी वजह से हम सुन पाते हैं? We'll be talking about that in detail in the other half of the chapter. But today, right now, since we are starting with the lesson, you need to know some important points regarding sound. First thing that I told you that it is a form of energy. So now onwards, since being the students of science and physics, if anybody asks what is sound, तो ये नहीं कहेंगे कोई आवाज आती है, शोर आता है, ये नहीं बताएंगे. Science language will say that it is a form of energy that enables us to hear. Now, moving in detail, that what actually happens in an object or that is producing sound, or from any other way that we get to hear the sound, or from where the sound is coming. So for this we have an answer that whatever object we take, any object that we take to talk about, and that particular object when it vibrates, as it vibrates or any part of that object vibrates, it produces sound. So you can say that sound is produced due to the vibration of any part or the vibration of an object. That is how the sound is produced. Like a very simple example, if you talk about a rubber band. Generally children are seen playing with a rubber band. They take the rubber band, yes, and they try to pluck it like this. When you pluck it, if you bring it closer to your ears or if you listen to the sound carefully, you'll be able to hear a sound in a rhythmic way. As soon as you keep plucking it, as long as you will be able to hear the sound. But when it stops, automatically the sound that was coming, it also stops. So this proves or this shows that yes, by the vibration, we are able to hear the sound. Similarly, the bell, if we talk about, what do? We try to vibrate the part in it which is present. It strikes both the sides. Like if this is the bell, this is the structure which is present. You push it. It strikes both the sides, and because of the vibration produced, the sound is produced. So any object that we talk about where the vibration is taking place, that there we see that sound is produced. Now what is this vibration? A very common thing if we talk about the mobile phone. Everybody knows that we put the mobile phones on the vibration mode. Vibration mode पे लगा दिया मतलब क्या है? It means that now it is not going to produce the sound in ringing way, but your ears will be able to hear the sound which is in the form of vibration. And what is happening actually? This is your mobile phone. Now what is happening actually? When you put it on vibration mode, internally if you see, the particles are moving along the main mean position. This is important to understand. When we talk about the vibration, actually we are talking about the motion of the particles, the movement of the particles from the mean position towards the extreme position. Now, this is the mean position. Okay, and vibration occurs this way, back and forth, आगे पीछे this way. So just see if the particle, now this is on a broader level I'm talking, it doesn't happen this way, but just to explain you, just see. The particle, this is the mean position. This is the actual position where the particle is. Now it moves this way, it moves this way, it moves forward, it moves backward, again forward, again backward, and this way a vibration is produced. That means, see, it is not leaving this place. It is not moving, it is not changing its position. It remains at the mean position, and being at the mean position, it is trying to shift back and front. So this sort of movement is called vibration movement, and this is generally seen at the particles level. Particles are very, very small. So there we see this type of movement, that is to and fro movement. Back and forth movement refers to the vibration of an object or the part of an object. Now let's relate the heading of the chapter, that is sound and noise. Why do you think this heading is given? Sound was sufficient. Why have they given the other one and noise? Anyone? Any answers? Why have they given another heading and noise? Is there any difference or it's same?
Ma'am, it has difference.
What is the difference? Can you please tell? Even if the answer is wrong, no problem. Make an effort to give the answer. See, now listen carefully. There is a very small difference. Both are same and generally they are used in the same term, but they are not same. Sound, when it is pleasant, when we like to hear it, it is called music. That sound is called music, which is pleasant for us to hear. Even if we are annoyed, at that time if music is played, we feel a little consoled, we feel happy. All of us like to hear to the music. But if the same sound, it is not pleasing to our ears, and if its level is raised, then it becomes noise. So we can say that when the vibrations, they are regular. When the vibrations are regular, we refer to it as music. And when the vibrations are irregular, they strike our ears and they create tension. Like when you are standing in the traffic, at that time nobody enjoys the noise, the sound that is coming from the horns. Why? Because it does not have a soothing effect on our mind. So the sound that is unpleasant for our ears, we refer to it as noise. Yes, sometimes maybe the case may be different, like when people are shouting, you people enjoy, but the teachers do not enjoy it. You people enjoy shouting in the class and in the absence of the teacher. But if that is another case, generally, in terms of science, we say that this is the case. Fine. So now you understand the difference between sound and noise also. Next, we will be talking about the musical instruments, the instruments that produce sound. You know that there are several different instruments which are available in the market and which are used by the musicians, and they produce lovely sound using those. Yes? Now, when we talk about them, there also how the sound is produced from them. There also this logic is applied, that the vibrations, they produce the sound. Now it's not always the same in all the music instruments. Can you make an effort to tell which part in the guitar produces the sound, or the vibration of which part of the guitar produces sound? Yes,
Ma'am, it's string.
Is it? Yes, correct.
Ma'am, it's strings.
Good. Now just tell me one thing. Is it the same in case of a tabla also?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So how do you play tabla, or how do you see people playing tabla? What do they do? A general thing I'm asking. How do you see? What do they do? How does the music come? Okay, just leave tabla. Let's talk about a drum. You must have seen your PT teacher playing the drum. How does the sound come? What is done to produce sound from a drum? See, here lies the difference. Now, is see. When we talk about the tabla or we talk about the drum, this membrane is seen. This white color membrane. Basically, it comes from the skin of the animals. So this membrane is used, and using a beater, it is struck. When it is struck, children, listen very carefully. What happens is the air which is filled, you strike the membrane, the air which is filled, the vibrations start occurring. And the vibration in this, they produce the sound. Same way, like I talked to you about the guitar. See, the drawing is not very proper, but just to explain you. Here you see the strings. Now, with the help of that key, you vibrate these strings. The vibration of the strings, it also produces the sound. So, the basic idea of what I want to tell you is that whatever may be the instrument, but different parts of it are vibrated, and the sound is produced. Similarly, if you talk about a flute, bansuri, in that you do not strike any part, but when you blow the air through your mouth, there is a air column created, and here the air which is there, it also starts vibrating and it produces melodious sound. So basically, it is one or the other part that is struck, or the vibrations are made, and then because of these vibrations, beautiful music is created that we like to hear. All of you just take a pencil in your hand, come to page number 157. Come to the second paragraph, the musical instruments. Now, stringed instruments, example, sitar, veena, rudra veena, tanpura. So these, if the examples are asked, the name of some of the instruments, musical instruments that have strings in them. So here you have them. Then we talked about the stretched membrane. Examples are tabla, drum, mridang, dhol. These are the examples of the musical instrument that have stretched membrane. In case of dholak also, both the sides you have the stretched membrane, which is beaten and the sound is produced. Then the third case, we talk about the flute, mouth organ. Here the air column vibrates. So in them the air column vibrates. Okay. Now as I told you about the rubber band activity that you keep doing at home yourself, the same is given in your book also. Thoda sa difference hai, that activity remains the same. You've taken a wooden board, and this wooden board is available in the laboratory. A wooden plank. Lakdi ka ek patra le leta, that is the wooden plank. But in the laboratory, the one that you have, that is a stop, so that you can put in the pins, which we stick the net. So you use the pin and you stuck. So like here we have a clamp. Any standing clamp that can be taken, or two pins can be taken. Like supposing here we take two pins. Now in this we are going to entangle what? The rubber band. We are going to fix the rubber band around it like this. And now if this is struck, if the rubber is struck, what is produced? The sound is produced. As soon as it is going to stop automatically, as we know that the motion stops automatically. So when it is going to stop, the sound that you were hearing because of the vibration automatically ends. So that is the activity which is given. Just with the pencil on the activity on page number 157, write down read. Read. So you can see the wooden plank, rubber band, and the direction in which you have plugged the string or the rubber band. Any problem till here, please ask.
No, ma'am.
Oh, ma'am.
Anyone wants to ask anything? Okay. Now just turn the page. Now we come to the important portion of the chapter. This is very, very important. We are going to talk about, as I told you children, about the vibration. We are going to study in detail about the vibration, and in that we are going to talk about the first heading, that is the amplitude. Now before getting into it, just understand padna kya hai. Always, whenever any object is there and it is moving to and fro, it is not leaving the position. See, two cases are there. Ek to ye, it was here and it moved to here. Now it moved to here. This is not the case. The case that we are studying is, this is the object and from its mean position it is moving back and forth, here and there like that. Okay, to and fro motion, or you can say back and forth motion. Now, this is what we call as vibration. So, the object is not leaving its position. If we talk about the same diagram that is given in your book, here we see that this object, let's take a ball. That object is tied to a spring. This way, this is the spring, and this object, your ball, is tied with the spring. Now, obviously, you know that when you are going to stretch the spring, the ball is going to move. Which direction the ball is going to move? If you stretch the string upwards, which direction the ball is going to move?
Ma'am, it will move to its mean position.
Yes?
Ma'am, it will move to its mean position.
No. See, this is the main position. It is already in the main position. Now try to understand. You have stretched the spring. Maybe upward or like, okay, let me change. You stretch it down. So नीचे खींचा. Plug it. Now what happens? It is going to move up and down. Yes or no? Spring.
Yes, ma'am.
If you
Yes,
just
ma'am.
bring it down, if you stretch it down, it is going to move up and down. Is this much
Down.
clear? ये clear नहीं है तो आगे नहीं बताऊंगी. पहले यही बताइए. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
नहीं समझ में आ रहा तो कुछ नहीं. Else आगे का कुछ समझ में आएगा नहीं. This is the spring. Spring, simple spring is taken, and to that spring the ball is attached. Ball को बांध दिया उससे. अब you have plucked it, you have pushed it down, you have stretched it. Spring को आपने नीचे खींचा. So automatically spring की वजह से क्या होने लगेगा? The ball is going to move up and down. Is this clear to everyone? Then only I'll proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's clear. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now understand. Now the ball will move up and down. And this position was the mean position where the ball was stationary. So first understand the mean position and the extreme position. Extreme positions are the position जहाँ तक वो जा सकता है. Like let's talk about sorry, let's talk about a swing. झूले पे बैठते हैं. Now just imagine. First it was stationary. आप बैठे with the help of your legs. You applied force and till where your swing is going and it is going back. It goes in front and then it comes and goes to back. Hits it. ये चलता रहेगा until unless you stop applying force. A time will come when your swing will come to rest position. Yes. So you are seeing that extreme position means the maximum distance which is travelled by your swing. अभी swing की बात कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे नहीं कर रहे हैं. पहली बार जब फोर्स लगाया था जितना मैक्सिमम डिस्टेंस कवर किया था स्विंग ने, दैट इज कॉल्ड द एम्पलीट्यूड. So same way, now here we are not talking about the swing, we are talking about a small motion here, about the ball. So here we see the maximum distance which is travelled by the ball on either side. That is called the amplitude. Now ये तो ball की help लेके किया. The same way if we talk about the motion of a particle, the particle is so small you cannot see. So if we talk about a particle generally, in that way we will be able to see that the motion of the particle in front, back or forth, that is what we refer to as vibration. Is this clear now? Any problem till here? The mean position and the extreme position is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Any problem? See children, let me tell you, जो ये amplitude, time period, pitch, quality, and what else is there? Then loudness. This is the core of the chapter. ये अगर आपको अभी समझ में नहीं आया, बाद में भी समझ में आएगा नहीं. तो इसलिए प्लीज इंटरप्ट अगर नहीं आया. बहुत छोटी सी चीज है. That the mean position and the maximum जितना जा सकता है extreme में, जितना गया था, that is the amplitude. So now just see in your book, the maximum distance moved by a particle. Now here since the ball is taken, कि आपको समझाया जा सके. Particle is so small that we cannot use the diagram of a particle to explain it. Fine. So the ball in this case, from the mean or the center position, from the mean or the center position on the other side is called the amplitude. And it is indicated by capital A. ठीक है? Now the next, the time period. Now the time which is taken, to complete one vibration. One vibration completed. Second vibration. ठीक? Now this is your swing. इधर गए, इधर गए. Maximum. This is the, what is this? This maximum distance traveled. This is the अभी तो बताया, the maximum distance traveled, that is the
extreme position.
Okay. This is the, these are the extreme position. This is the mean position. What about this distance? The maximum distance traveled. What about this distance?
Ma'am, amplitude.
Amplitude. Time taken to complete one vibration or one oscillation, we call it as the time period. That is easy for you to understand. That is called the time period. So this is how we have come to the end of today's class. This topic is very, very important. Please revise it. This is your homework. Okay, children? So till we meet again, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye, children.
Thank you, ma'am.